Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another reaction. Today, guys, we are continuing Avatar The Last Airbender. This is Season 1, Episode 10, Jet. Now, based off that title, I have no idea what this episode's about. No idea, no clue. And I think that's for the best, because all of the episode titles up to this point have given me kind of a rough idea of what the episode's going to be about. And with the title Jet, I have no idea. So I'm going into this completely blind. All I know is what we've seen up to this point. And the last thing we saw was that they had the scroll, the waterbending scroll from the last episode, and that's how it kind of ended. It usually ends with them riding on Appa, the bison, and then it just ends. Okay, so we're gonna go next, and then the title gives me an idea. Jet, I have no clue. I have no idea. But it was really cool to see Aang learning waterbending, and all of you explaining that, you know, the tattoos that he has kind of signifies, kind of says, without really saying, that he mastered airbending and all that kind of stuff, but apparently it's not really said in the show, so it's kind of implied, and okay, I'm fine with that, because I thought that maybe he wasn't mastered in airbending, and apparently most people are like, yeah, he kind of is. The tattoos, I mean, it kind of signifies, kind of says, you know, he did, so he doesn't have to learn anything about airbending, but I'm glad he learned waterbending. He's learning pretty quickly, and I'm excited to see him learn more waterbending, and then getting to the point of earth and then firebending. So without further ado, guys, let's jump into it now. No idea what's going to happen, but I'm excited. Let's jump into it now, guys. Let's go. Oh. Yep.
This is going to take forever.
Hey.
That works.
Yeah.
Somehow Prince Zuko and the Fire Nation keep finding us. It's because they spot Appa. He's just too noticeable.
Yep.
Appa's not too noticeable.
Yes, he
He's
is.
a gigantic, fluffy monster with an arrow on his head. It's kind of hard to miss him.
Yeah.
I'm not the boss. I'm the leader.
You're
What?
the leader? But your voice still cracks.
I'm the oldest, and I'm a warrior. So I'm the leader.
I'm the leader.
Everyone's the leader.
I've kissed a girl. You just haven't met her.
Who? Gran? I've met Gran.
No, besides Gran. Look, my
That girl
instincts tell
from,
me we have a better
well,
chance
it was
of
kiss on the
slipping
cheek,
through our
but
foot,
yeah.
and a leader has the Fire Nation.
Whoa.
Run!
He just walked right in. Yeah, run. Uh-oh.
We're cut off.
Oh. Oh, okay. Who's this guy?
Hey, he was mine. Gotta be quicker next time.
Ah! That scream.
My name is Jet, and these are my free
Okay.
Sneers.
Hey, Jet, these barrels are filled with blasting jelly.
That's a great score.
And these boxes are filled with jelly candy.
Also good.
Candy.
Let's not get those mixed up.
We'll take the stuff
Oh, yeah,
back to the
yeah,
hideout.
good point.
You guys have a hideout?
Okay.
Fire Nation killed my parents. I was only 8 years old.
That's why
The day changed me forever.
he's doing this whole
Sokka
thing
and I
against the
lost
Fire
our
Nation.
mother to the Fire Nation.
I'm so sorry, Katara. Avatar, huh? Very nice.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Jet.
So I might know a way
Thanks,
to
Jet.
helping her. Wait! False alarm! He's just an old man.
Okay.
What are you doing in our
Not, okay, I'm not liking this.
Does the Fire Nation let people go? Does the Fire Nation have mercy? Jet, he's just an old man. He's Fire Nation. Search him. Have you forgotten that the Fire Nation killed your mother? Remember why you fight.
You got his stuff, Jet.
This doesn't feel right.
Nah,
It's what has
it
to
doesn't
be
feel
done.
right.
No, it's
But I made him this hat.
Of course you did.
boyfriend Jet's a thug.
What? No, he's not. I knew there was an explanation.
I didn't see any knife. That's because he was concealing it.
See, Sokka? I'm sure you just didn't notice the knife.
There was no knife. I'm going
Oh,
back
no.
and packing my things.
I'm not liking this Jet guy now.
Tell me you guys.
You know what I think? You're jealous that he's a better warrior and a better leader.
Katara, I'm not jealous of Jet. It's just that my
Could be a
instincts.
possibility,
My
but I don't
instincts tell
know.
me we need to stay here a little longer.
My
and help
instincts
Jet.
tell me Jet's not a good guy.
Our plan is to rid the valley of the Fire Nation. There are people living there, Jet. Mothers and fathers and children. We can't win without making some sacrifices. You lied to him.
There's other ways.
Katara, you can do this.
What about me?
I know that Avatar.
Yeah, what about me? I don't know, because now they're going to help him potentially flood a town.
Yes.
I do like that they are working together still,
A few more geysers and it'll be
but
Look, there's another
not
student.
good.
Why would they need blasting jelly? Because Jet's gonna blow up the dam. What? No, that
Yep.
would destroy the town. Jet wouldn't
Well,
do that.
yes, he
I've gotta
would.
Stop him.
I want you to understand me, Katara. I thought your brother would understand, but
Where's Sokka?
Yep.
Katara.
Sokka's coming back. He'll be here. Woo! Yeah! Whoa, that was close. Ooh! Go, Aang. There you go. Woo! I love it. Careful. Damn. Oh my god. Woo! She's angry. She's angry. Ooh. The,
Hi, Jet.
it froze him.
Can't
Or
believe
froze
I
the water around
trusted
him.
you.
Oh. Oh my god. Holy crap.
Jet, you monster!
This was a victory, Katara. Remember that. The Fire Nation is gone and this valley will be safe. It will be safe. Without you.
Oh.
Sokka!
I warned the villagers of your plan, just in time. What?
Thank
At
God.
first they didn't believe me.
Goodbye, Jet.
Yip yip.
Yip yip. Go Sokka.
Thought you were going.
There you have it, guys. Season 1, Episode 10 of Avatar The Last Airbender, Jet. This was a pretty solid episode. I want to say this episode was a very strong character building episode, especially for Sokka, because Sokka's a character who is not necessarily like pro Aang, but he's grown on him more and more as the show has progressed. And he's the comic relief, and he's the one out of the group that is not an airbender in some sort of way. And in this episode, he's like, my instincts tell me we need to walk instead of fly. Which makes sense, because if you think about it, so far, up to this point, them flying out in the open with their giant bison, they're always discovered, they're always seen, and they're always on the run from the Fire Nation, from Zuko. So, okay, let's walk. So, them walking, they run into a Fire Nation, but group of 20 or so. There was quite a bit of Fire Nation guys in this camp, and then this group led by this guy named Jet. Now the title of the episode makes sense. And they tear them apart, destroy them, get the Fire Nation out of here, and then you start to realize over the course of the episode that at first this Jet guy, he's not exactly as he's portraying himself. He's using, which I think is a true story, because if it's fabricated too, they didn't cover it, but his whole story of, I think he said his whole family or his mother or something died when he was 8 years old from the Fire Nation. Like, he lost family members from the Fire Nation when he was 8, which kind of sounds like a Batman origin story. You lose parents and then you become Batman. So he has a grudge against the Fire Nation, which makes sense. A lot of people have a grudge against the Fire Nation in this show at this point. So he's willing to do whatever it takes to get rid of the Fire Nation, and that includes killing innocent people in a village just because Fire Nation's there and he wants to get rid of them, so we'll kill everybody else in the process. And what I like is that Sokka grew in this episode, because he was the first to kind of notice, hey, I don't know, because there's that old guy, and I think he was Fire Nation, but I don't think he had the knife on him. That was just a ruse, like, he had a knife, it was concealed, you didn't see it, Sokka. And Katara's like, yeah, Sokka, you just didn't see the knife. That was the first time I'm like, I don't know, because this is an old guy. I mean, now, if the old guy would have turned around and started using some, actual firebending, then I'd go, okay, maybe Jet had a point. That did not happen at all in that whole interaction. So Sokka is trying to explain, we need to go. Like, yes, they're having issues, and yes, there's problems with the Fire Nation, but we have Fire Nation problems too. We need to go. And they're not listening because they're seeing Jet one way, because he's a smooth talker, and he was flirting a lot with Katara as the episode was progressing. He was being nice to her, and then wanting to get close to her, and, you know, having faith in her, all that kind of stuff. And so what I like is that I thought Sokka was going to go after he escaped two of the guys, I forget their names, and I thought he was going to go and prevent the explosion. He actually went and warned the townspeople, including Fire Nation people, and got them all out safely before it exploded and before the water drowned out the town, which was good. So Sokka is a hero in that sense, and unfortunately it took Katara and Aang a long time to realize this Jet guy, he's not who he says he is, or at least he's not actually the person he's portraying himself to be. Yes, he has a tragic backstory, but that doesn't mean anything, because he's going about it the wrong way. He's willing to do things that steps over the line in order to accomplish a goal, which is to get rid of the Fire Nation. I get that. I understand that, because when I'm watching this show, I'm like, I understand. You want to fight back against the Fire Nation, but what this Jet guy's doing, and with his group, his team or whatever, it's too much. It's a little too much. Attacking an old guy when he wasn't doing anything. Is he Fire Nation? Is he not? Probably, but... And then drowning a whole town? Yeah! No. It was cool seeing Aang and Jet fight in the trees and all that kind of stuff. It was cool to see Aang not necessarily do a lot of physical combat, but using his airbending abilities, which was really cool. And then seeing Katara, like, not using her water bending abilities to actually do something with water, but actually using the water and then using it against him as a, you know, a fighting technique, and just like throwing water and then and then it freezes. That was awesome. Katara is just, I like her more and more as the show goes on. And I can't wait to see her grow as a character more and more. Aang wasn't necessarily kind of in the forefront in this episode. It was mostly focused on this Jet character, which makes sense because we get introduced to him, and then we have to go along with the journey of Jet and then seeing who he truly is. And it was more focused on Sokka in this episode, and Katara a little bit, because her and Jet were having this little thing. But I like the fact that Sokka grew in this episode, and we got to see some awesome fight sequences. We got to see some character moments where Katara is like, no, I trust this guy. And then she flips to no, and then throwing the water at him, all that kind of stuff, and then helping Aang. So it's like, I'm guessing as the show is progressing, we're going to see Aang do a lot of fight sequences, and then we're going to see more of Katara using her water bending abilities, and then hopefully Sokka as well using all the stuff he's been learning, because he's been training throughout these episodes. So I'm curious to see if he's going to... I think I heard from somebody that he's going to be training more as the show progresses, so he's actually going to be able to do more. But this episode was focused on him showing his instincts are actually good, and he's actually, you know, seeing people for who they really are. He's understanding, hey, this person's not who he says he is. This guy's kind of a dick. So I like that about Sokka. So there you have it, guys. That's the episode. I wasn't really sure what to expect going in, and I was not expecting that one bit. But I like the fact that this was a character building episode. I would call it a filler because it didn't really continue the story per se, the main storyline. But as has been pointed out, and it does make sense, and I have to agree, that with these type of episodes, they focus more on the character building, and I have to agree. Not necessarily continuing the main storyline, but at the same time, actually using that to use as a character growth episode where certain characters grow and we see new sides to them. So I like it. I appreciate that. So there you have it, guys. That's the episode. I'm curious to know what you guys thought about this episode. Let me know in the comment section below, guys. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.